everybody? New Never You BGM back in this thing. Alright, so due to being asked, I am going to bring you some old decks I hadn't really worked on in a hot minute, but somebody asked for some combo videos, so I'm just going to give you a breakdown of a deck that I was thinking about running. This was I'm not even sure what I was thinking. Quenching My Pain. So this might have been either right before or right after Nationals. I don't remember. I think it was before, but I don't even remember what the game plan was. So we're gonna go through these cards and see what's what. Alright, so there is the Lightning Water. Lightning, got two of those. Two Irvons. 3 with your defense. 2 of the Water Lightning, 3 cost. 2 Estinian. 2 Men in Blacks. 3 Ash. Monsters is Apkalu, 3 of those. 2 Blue Worms. And 1 Tom Bear. 3 Kukulane. 2 Leviathan. 2 5 cost Odin, 2 6 Leviathan, and then 2 9-drop Odins. And we got a Yag Roche, 2 Puppet Masters, 2 Loperits, 2 Astrologian, 1 Chadley, 1 Johnny, 3 Reeve, 1 Larsa, and 3 Thornton. And for the limit break, there is 2 Leos, 1 Cloud, 1 Lightning, 2 Titus, and 2 Luna Freya. So I think this is before Opus 20. Yeah, it's definitely before Opus 24, because Opus 24 was in November. Why does it say there's Earth here? Oh, Water Lightning. Whoops. So Chadley is a facilitator. Don't really see a lot of people using him in Lightning decks, but when you play him, he gets 2 counters on him, and twice you can dull him and get back any forward you want. Johnny, when he enters the field, you can choose any character outside of himself in the break zone, add him to your hand, and then you can pay 1 Lightning CP, 1 whatever CP, and dull him. Put them into the break zone as the cost, and then choose 1 category 7 in your break zone, add it to your hand. So what you can do here with Johnny is you can pay that cost of the 2 CP, 1 Lightning, 1 whatever, dull him, put him into the break zone, choose himself, get him back to your hand, play him, and then choose another character that you wanted, monster, forward, backup. Because the colon is after put him into the break zone, that is also part of the cost. So meaning he can grab himself because he is also in the break zone at the time of you choosing a category 7 character. So that's just a good way to look at that. Reeve just adds 3 cards. Well, adds 1 card, but looking at the top 3, he's EX Burst. Thornton gets to add anything. I don't ever really want to play this card, but if I do, then I mean I get to search anything. But this card is prone to getting Amaterasu, and you're paying a lot to play it, so just keep that in mind. Larsa, you can search for any forward of cost 4 or more. So that's really for Ash or Man in Black or Estinian. Astrologian is to look at the top. Loperit is to draw, so neither one of these. Well, Astrologian, do I put it back? Loperit, I do put it back. Astrologian, okay, so neither, my opponent doesn't get to see any of these. Puppet Master, so if I have 5 backups when I play him, or 4 backups, and then I play Puppet Master as the 5th one, it dulls all my opponent's forwards. So that's a good card to play to end the game. Yag Roche summons and abilities must choose Yag if possible, just to kind of lightning rod, and since it's a backup, it kind of helps a little bit. Draw, punish, negate and draw. It's kind of like the water Amaterasu. I don't ever really pay the extra 10. I just really want to stop the ability, and that's it. Destroy, bounce, recur, destroy, wipe something, big wall card, Men in Black to loop all these summons. Stinian because he's strong. Lightning because she can do just stupid stuff, which for the draw and to kind of just get 7k off of these. Irvine to get rid of the break zone, and Lightning to draw and dull things and loop herself back. And then you got Leo for the draw, Cloud for the destruction, Lightning to also recur one of these Odins if necessary, Titus for Titus things, and Luna Freya for the EX burst, which I don't have a lot of EX bursts. Well, I got 18. I mean, I guess that's a lot. Let's see. Ash is EX. Kugelane, Odin, Leviathan, Odin, Thornton, Reeve, and I think that's it. So let's get into some combos. Let's go full screen. Alright, so this hand is pretty trash. Just because if I'm going first, there's not really much I can do. So I would go ahead and mulligan. Said we're gonna go first. Still not a great hand, but first turn, draw. Alright, you got an Apkalu. So here, because I have the water lightning, I would go ahead and put this into break. Play that. Let me get my keyboard so I can actually draw what I have in the draw. And then draw a card. And then here, I can get this back at a later time as long as it doesn't get Mistdragon. So I would go ahead and do this and do that for Reeve. And then draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Which one do I want to keep? I'd probably keep the Astrologian. And then put Ash and Witch on the bottom. Just because I know I'm going to draw 2 cards. I can pitch a water. And then I get to look at a couple more cards. And then if I need to, I can just play this. And then Apkalu's there. And I can kind of build a wall. Now, all this is dependent on what I'm playing, and I do still have access to the limit break. So if I need to go Leo for another draw, or Cloud to get rid of something that may start to become a problem, I can do that while still having an 8k body on the field. Alright, and then I will pass. I'm not playing against anybody, so obviously this is just to detail some things. And I'll show maybe another deck. Okay, yeah. So if I wanted to start building a wall, I would go Reeve, send Leviathan, play Astrologian. Astrologian lets me look at the top 3, and then I take one and then put the others back, kind of like Reeve does. So 1, 2, 3. Oof. These are all good choices. Because at this point, they probably have things in the break zone for Irvine to get rid of. But I only got one Johnny, so if I put him at the bottom, gonna go ahead and get Yag, just because we're gonna play him, get rid of this, just because it takes 3 and I can draw, so that gives me a good go ahead Let's say they don't play a forward either. They're building back up, so we draw again. So they didn't play a forward. And we'll go ahead and play which triggers. They don't respond. Draw a card. Not a bad card to draw. And that way we have the lightning CP, the water CP, and then next turn we'll have this up. So if they want to do something and we need to stop it, that's going to linger rather, we can do that. Alright, and now we have 7k attacker and then 7k with this. So they play a forward, it has summoning sickness. So it has 8k. So go here. Well, we're gonna do that. Play this lightning, dull their forward, and then we're gonna draw a card. Now this is reduced by 1 for each water backup. So with that, I think here we'll go to combat, and then we'll attack. No EX burst, and then we'll attack. No EX burst. Now here is the problem. I could get rid of Ash and a Thornton to search a card, because I can't have more than 5 at the end. That would give me 4, and then the search would give me 5. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll go Thornton, Ash, Dull, he'll trigger, and this way we get to shuffle our deck, view it, hit deck. Now what card do we want? Our hand is Water Tarasu, Leviathan, Gugalane, and Opkalu. Which Opkalu we can play next turn to draw another card. Right now we have a good amount of board presence. So I think the best card to get is probably the Stinian. And then we're gonna shuffle, and then we'll pass turn. And keep in mind we still have limit break, so if they want to do something crazy, then we still got that as well. Alright, so we have 2 forwards, they play another one, so they have 2. One can attack, one cannot. And then let's say they keep it up, they do not attack just because they know we have the Estinian. We start our turn. We're gonna go ahead and warp Estinian for 1. So he comes in next turn and he'll have Brave, and every time he attacks he gains 10k in first strike, and he's equipped with haste, so he can attack as soon as he hits the field. Now here is where it gets a little complicated. So we'll go ahead and we'll Leo here. And I don't want to reveal, so we'll get rid of this lightning. They don't respond. We draw a card. Can't play that Reeve anyway. Then we go 1. We get rid of the Odin just because she's here already for this, and then we will get back one character. And the character we should probably get back is, I would say Man in Black. Yeah, let's get Man in Black. Just because, tax or choose, remove it from the game. You can cast it. You cast a summon, choose. And then that one's there, so yeah, we'll get Man in Black back. Because Ash is gonna be a 3-drop. Actually, no, we'll get Ash. Just because she'll be a 3-drop and we'll still have others to get, and then that reduces something by, what does she do? Reduces it by, for each water backup, so something gets reduced by 6. Alright. So we're not gonna attack because they have forwards up. But if they do attack, we can reduce something by 7, block it with Leo, and then get something back. So let's say they do attack. We send this off the witch. It gets reduced by 7. Block with Leo. They attack again. We block with Leo. They have a forward up. We go to turn. Stinian comes in. He has haste. They have 1 forward. So what do we do? We will. How do we do this? That would be 3, 4, 5, 6 points of damage. Let's go 1, 2, 3 to reduce that by 6k. Thornton to draw for Apkalu. Send that off the witch to destroy that or break it and proceed to combat. 3 points of damage, no EX burst. 4 points of damage, no EX burst. Has Brave, can attack twice because it came in with Ward. So 5 points of damage, no EX. 6 points of damage, no EX. And he has Brave, so he doesn't dull. So 2 of these, and just because we have it, we'll go ahead and do that. Overpay for Leo, and we'll send a tie. You know what? We can send this Lunafreya. Draw off the Leo. So if they do something, we have a backup plan. Alright, let's say they Shan Toto us. So banished, 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 banished. Alright, they are at 6 points of damage. We have no forwards. How do we proceed? Alright. None of these have haste in the limit break, so I wouldn't play those yet. But I would go here, send him to the break, add him to the hand. Does anybody in my break zone have haste? She does not. So it'd do me no good to do that. Actually, I moved too fast. Let's backtrack that. Let's keep Johnny up. We'll do this. Yag Roche and him to send Johnny to get him back to hand. Four more. And then we'll go Johnny and Odin for Larsa. Larsa's gonna search a 4 or more. Go to the deck. Get a Stinian. Add to hand. 1, 2, 2 lightning. Make 4. Right. Nothing in response to that. Proceed to battle. Nothing in response. Swing for game. So that's just that deck. I mean, it needs work. I hadn't worked on it since like September, but that's, you know, just little type of combos I have. Let's see, what other decks do I have that I haven't worked on in a minute? 8 Strokes of Ice. Ice Bomb, Bukabo, Biblos. Huh. So I'll do a like a versus match. So solo play, my decks. Let's do Absolute Zero Mercy, and this is a deck a guy sent me, so we'll do that one. We'll go full screen. I'll roll the dice. Ice is rolling first. They got a 5. Other deck got a 1. Ice decides to go first. All right, Ice is. Ooh, it's a good hand if it was going second. Let's say they keep it. All right, swap to the other side. They are definitely gonna mulligan. Actually, they might not, because they can play that to generate. So yeah, let's say they keep that too. It's a whole lot of darkness though. All right, Ice is going first. Start turn. Go 2 for Unileska. So that way she can discard a card and make your opponent discard a card. And in there. And swap. Start turn for them. So definitely send in Shiva for that. Does he have? He does not have it. So now there can be multiple darks. This is going to be a rough one. They don't have a limit break deck. Alright, start turn. So send Vayne and Shantoto for Rufus. And Rufus is going to make them discard. There's no point in even having this Barnabas, because I'm pretty sure there's only 2 of that. So send Barnabas. And that would be turn there. So we'll go. You can discard Light and Dark spell. Oh, that's pretty smart. So send Kukulane, or not Kukulane, Kusith for this. Why did it come in? Oh, this is a forward. That's why. That's new. I need to keep this, so that would probably, wait a minute, I can do this but differently. Okay, this is all test running. I hadn't played in a while. But you go, let's say fire, Kusif to play Edgar, because when he's played, you can play a character of 2 less from your hand to the field, and that way you combo. So, what? Yeah. Obviously, you have to give them time to respond, but we've seen the hand, so I'm not gonna pretend like I have a response. And then we will proceed to the other player's turn. All right, now because I know I can get them down to 1 card or to 2 cards, and Ishtola, if your opponent has 2 or less cards in their hand, she gets haste. I will go ahead and do that to send Remedy, so they have to send something. They would send this more than likely out of the cards of the stack. And then I'd send this and this to play Ishtola. Since I played the ice card, I gotta play Shiva so I can draw a card, and that will dull and freeze this. And then I draw. Ooh. And then when she attacks, she deals 9,000 minus 1,000 for each card your opponent has in their hand. So that would break that. So that gets rid of that combo for them. But I'm going to go ahead and attack with Rufus first, and then make them discard. So if they did have like 8k, now it's destructible by Ishtola. Ishtola, oh well, they take damage, my bad, I'm tripping. Take damage, no EX. Ishtola on tag trigger, deal 8k, goes to break, damage, no EX. Alright, and I feel a little bit safe because they only have 2 backups, 1 card in hand. I end my turn, no end of turn triggers, start turn. And yeah, it doesn't look like they're gonna be doing much of anything. So go 1, 2, Shiva for Odin, just because they have to have something to block with. But because this can dull and freeze anything, well, dull and freeze a forward, it doesn't really matter. So they're kind of in a pickle here, and I'm doing this with just 1 backup. Just keep that in mind. They don't attack because what's the point? I mean, they can get a point of damage in, but if they hit an EX burst that's susceptible, then you know it hurts them. So they don't attack. We're gonna go ahead and do this to warp Theodore for 2 turns, and when he comes in, your opponent discards 2 cards, and he gets, I'm sorry, if your opponent has 2 cards or less in their hand, he gets 2k power, haste, and first strike. When he enters the field, your opponent discards 2 cards. When he enters the field due to warp, your opponent discards 1 card. So they discard 3 cards. Alright. And I don't need to do anything here, so I'll go ahead and attack. Gonna dull and freeze Odin. They take damage. Nothing there. Deal 8k to him. It doesn't matter. Dull and freeze damage. No EX burst. Nothing else I want to do here. So swap it over to them. They start. Not much protection on their side. So what I could do is can't really do much of anything. And this is frozen. I mean, I could play the Mist Dragon and have them draw a card, but I don't see how that would help. Because they're at damage 4, that's gonna be 6. She can break. Yeah, they're in a pickle. So they would probably keep this just because knowing that it could get destroyed and it can, so yeah, they're kind of, it's hard for them. So one more turn on Theodore, one counter comes off. Just because I want to have another backup, go ahead and play Idolus. He gets back one ice character from the break. So one of less cards in their hand. Her cost is reduced by 3. And then she can get back something. So we'll get back Shantoto just because she can get back a card from the break. So we will go ahead and attack. I think I will make them discard, and they'll probably discard the Mist Dragon. Actually, they probably just discard the Phoenix because they can't go into it. Damage. Amaterasu. Swing. Deal 8k to Odin. I'm sorry, 7k to Odin. No damage. Another chaos. Yeah, and that is it for the ice deck. They pass turn. Alright, now here I guess they get start to try to build a wall. They'll go ice, Barnabas, and just because I don't know, well, it doesn't matter, there's Odin there. And then dull this, send it to the break zone, play a character 2 or less, just to try to build a wall. They don't attack because they'd be unintelligent to do that. Alright, they have one card, so her cost is reduced by 1. So go ahead and pay 1. She gets back, or it's reduced by 3, so she becomes 1. Before I do any of that, I forgot. Theodore comes in, activates, makes them discard 3 cards. They have no cards in hand. Then that goes here to play Shantoto. Shantoto is reduced by 3. I get to add a card back to hand. I will get back the Yuna. Why am I getting back the Yuna? Because Yuna, when Yuna enters the field, your opponent selects 1 forward they control. Dolan frees all the other forwards they control. So we're going to go 1, 2, or 3, my bad. So 1, 2, 3, Yuna. And they're obviously going to dull and freeze the weakers. But these 3 can attack. And when he attacks, he can just dull and freeze this. So it's game. So Ice is really good at doing this. Obviously the guy that sent me this didn't keep it like this. He worked on it, but I don't have the new version of what he worked on. But that's just some of the like things you can do with combos, and how just because it's not in the same category doesn't necessarily mean that it's not gonna work. So this is just, you know, a little idea on how I think with my combos and how I strategize. So if you wanna, you know, send me your decks and have me work on them, I can do that. And if you want me to do it live on a video, I can do that. Just let me know. But this is New Never You BGM, and if you didn't know, now you do. Peace.